Second half flew by.
The fourth quarter did not. The fourth quarter was so long, and it was like the game's over. The Beast just ended.
All right, save all this.
Yeah. Let's just talk. Let's.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Today it is February 11th, noon. Welcome back.
You have anything to admit
Admit now.
that you just have been wrong for like?
Oh, you know what? I actually got a DM from some dude. He was like, dude, I made $500 because you said that you thought the Eagles had a chance of winning the Super Bowl. And he said he put a future on it when I said it. So I guess you must have cut that out of your little montage that you made.
I didn't make a montage.
Yeah, you did.
I've never touched editing software in my life. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I hope that some of our Son of a Boy Dad listeners can find some of Sass's old clips about how the Eagles are ass.
Nick Sirianni is going to get fired this season. The Eagles are probably worse than the Patriots. I could be the quarterback for the Eagles. It is very funny seeing Gilly this year still be like as diehard of an Eagles fan as he is, but the Eagles just suck this year. The Eagles suck. The Eagles are trash. We're going to win a Super Bowl before the Eagles win a Super Bowl.
Nick Sirianni is going to come to your house and fucking beat you with a newspaper.
Yeah, exactly, because he's going to be a paper boy by then. Dude, he's trash. They'll lose this weekend to the Commanders, and if they don't, they'll lose to the Chiefs. You're going to need Saquon to have the greatest NFL game of all time. I don't expect the Eagles to win. I expect the Chiefs to win. If the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl, they're winning the Super Bowl.
Why don't you just go hand up and say, I was wrong about the Eagles?
I'll never do that.
You just have to. You lose all your credibility. You have to build this as a ball knower.
I think I was wrong about Jalen Hurts.
Here you go.
I still think Nick Sirianni sucks.
It's my personal friend.
Yeah.
Slap
I don't
fire
like your
at you.
personal friend.
What is the deal with Jalen Hurts? Why was he so nonplussed in winning the Super Bowl? It almost seemed as if he was unhappy.
I know.
You guys probably didn't see it because you were not watching the post-game interviews.
Yeah.
And his serenity throughout bordered on indifference.
Like it was disrespectful how
No,
how
I was
calm
like,
he was?
what's eating at him? What's the matter? Why is he so not moved? I mean, he was truly stone-faced. A slight smile, like neutral, right of neutral on the happiness meter.
He's never even there, though, so I think that says a lot, because usually he's just straight-faced all the time.
That's overjoyed for him? Or maybe he just has tax season in the back of his mind.
Yeah. Or maybe he's like thinking, like, when next Super Bowl?
He's already locked in. But
dude, his post-game showing, his speeches, his commentary, all of that, I was like, golly, dude.
Yeah.
Like, let yourself enjoy this for a minute.
He has a bubble of aura around him that I've never seen before. Sass and I went to the Eagles after party after the fact.
Yes.
Which was fucking sick. Do you remember seeing Jalen Hurts there, or did you leave before he...
Dude, I think I missed everything that was cool.
How did you go to...
I literally think I missed everything.
How did you go to the Eagles post-game party?
It was pretty funny. We got Big Dom. Big Dom got Max.
Who's Big Dom?
The Eagles security, head of security.
Cool.
So Max is good friends with him. And it was so funny. We went back to the Airbnb after the game. Like everybody, we all met up because they had to do part of my take. And
that's so insane. They had to do part of my take after the game.
Yeah. And I wasn't even gonna go to the. I was just gonna go to bed.
Right.
I was pretty tired, and I ended up going out. But like Max was like, "Big Dom's gonna get us in," and Rome was like, "Let's go." Like Big Dom hadn't even said like come yet, but Rome's like, "Let's go now and get in the area so that we're ready."
I was like, "Let's just go to a bar next door or
Yeah.
something like that, so we could just pop over when he says, so he doesn't forget about us."
And we didn't end up going to a bar. We ended up just standing outside of the hotel for an hour and a half waiting to get in.
We literally found a patch of grass and just stood there.
Yeah, and Big Dom wasn't replying when we got there, and I felt bad. I was just ripping into Max, just being like, dude, he's asleep. Like, there's no way we're getting in. And
what a surprise.
Max was getting like so flustered.
This is never going to happen.
Like, I could see like his eyes starting to like water up because he could just sense like it wasn't happening.
And he was like writing and deleting text messages. At one point,
it was so funny.
He just handed me his phone, and I just like texted Big Dom in 1 second just to be like, hey, we're outside. Like,
I was having a blast because I didn't give a fuck if we got into the Eagles party or not.
You would have preferred not. not to.
Yeah, 100%.
He wasn't going to go.
I
He
wasn't
was
gonna
like,
go.
I think I'm just going to stay home. I was like, dude, this is literally once in a lifetime. Like, you're going to be in a VIP section with all the Eagles. Like,
Yeah, and we know that Harry chooses his favorite team based on whether he meets them or not. So
Yes,
now
yes.
his favorite team is the Eagles.
No, God, no. I didn't even meet any of the players.
Well, there you go. That's the reason.
But even if I did, I met one of the players at the casino.
who?
Whoever that dude was that came up to us or came up to me.
Bryce Huff?
Yeah. Backup.
Yeah, he was a big free agency signing, but he didn't get any minutes in
Big
there.
free agency signing. Came up to me and said, you work for Barstool, right? And I said, yeah. He said, you're funny as shit. And then he kept walking.
Is that true?
That's true.
Great. Can we get back to telling this in chronological order? Because I'm sure that comes up at
That
some
actually,
point. I don't know how you got into the casino.
Technically, that is chronological order.
No, you haven't told me how you got into the hotel.
We were in the hotel waiting to go in. There's a bunch of security.
Wait. So Big Dom finally checks back.
So no, we can't get in. So we're like, let's just go to the casino. It's right across the street. Like, let's go to the casino. Wait for Big Dom to reply.
Which casino? River? No,
Caesars.
excuse me. What am I saying? That's right in the middle of downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
know
their
that one.
hotel is like literally like directly across the street.
Where the Eagles were staying.
Yeah.
Which hotel was it?
They were staying at like the Hilton.
And they can't leave during Super Bowl week. And they can't even get outside food during Super Bowl week. It's part of the contract. So they're just prisoners in the middle of New Orleans as this party unfurls. They can't even like go walkabouts in the city. They have to just stay in the hotel and eat hotel food, Hilton food, for an entire week.
No,
What about-
I think they get food. I think someone said that they can get food, but it has to get like cleared.
That's what I was saying. It's an $8 per pizza charge.
Yeah.
If they want to bring in pizzas.
Okay, but hold on. So then they just get in the middle of the day or whatever in the morning. They take a bus to the Superdome facility where they use the
I don't know.
Saints practice
Probably
facility
something like
and
that.
trade off
Probably.
with the Chiefs.
Or maybe one team probably uses the Saints and one team probably uses the local college or something like that.
Oh yeah, okay.
That would be my
Mhm.
guess.
LSU.
Yeah, or LSU's like an hour and a half away though. I don't
True.
know. But eventually we did get into the party, and I think Sass had a good time because
Big Dom finally texted back.
I guess Big Dom was like, I thought you guys had wristbands or something. But he didn't reply for like, I mean, it was close
An
to
hour.
2 hours.
It was an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It was
We were
well
outside for
over an
45
hour.
minutes.
It was well over an hour since the 15-minute text.
But we eventually got in, and Sass saw his favorite player, Shane Gillis.
Immediately picked up a Bud Light. And just, oh shit! Hey, what's up, Shane? How are you?
We were there pretty early. Like it was like there was like when we were up in that little area,
We
It
say
felt like it
early.
was-
It's after
it was
the
not-
game.
it was not
so it must
really
have been
early.
like 1 in the morning.
it was like 1:32, but it was like there was like some players. Sirianni was up there.
Here's Hurts walking through. 213.
I think I was gone.
Whoa, he looks so
Look
cool.
at the aura. The amount of aura that he has is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Beautiful man.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, Sass saw Shane, and I immediately saw him like snag a light beer and start pouring a Dasani into it. So it looked like he was drinking. I'd never seen anything like it. He was like, Chubsky?
he bumps into Shane with like the shotgun finished. Oh shit! What's up,
didn't
man?
mean to- just foam. He like split an Alka-Seltzer and fucking
Boy, it's so cold.
off his mouth.
I was on the Aquafinas.
Hard.
I felt like a bitch though. Just standing there with just an Aquafina in hand. Oh, it was even worse at the game. I was telling them that because of the, like when you go to a stadium, they make you take the cap off.
Mhm.
So I got a Propel at the game, like
A flavored one?
like a flavored water, and they made me take the cap off, and I just had to walk around the stadium just holding a Propel like a fucking lunatic.
Well, I'll tell you what. That does sound terrible. You would have been much happier with a body armor,
Probably yes, 100%.
which
Yeah.
is a far superior product.
Yeah.
I got one at the airport yesterday. It was fucking so
I got a body armor at the
so
airport the other day,
delicious.
too.
Good.
So nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have loved it. But it was a magical night all in all. Sass sat alone the entire time,
Sat alone at the game.
which gave him enough time to cook up a banger of a tweet. Did you see his big tweet?
No.
Interesting. It's odd.
I don't know what. I mean, I missed a lot. I don't know anything. That's why I want you guys to not leave
Banger.
details out.
Like 150,000 likes.
Actually?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was during the halftime
I actually
show.
have no idea. It's over 100 though.
It definitely was.
Something about Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah, I just took a photo of me wearing headphones while watching it. Oh, yeah.
So listening to God's plan.
20 memes to have you hooting and hollering through this week.
Actually, other people were going viral off the strength of it. People were posting just like a picture of your tweet, a picture of, or like the music of God's plan playing, and then the 2 individual pictures. So you could like swipe through on Instagram.
125,000 likes.
Yeah.
How insane is that?
That's bonkers, dude.
I felt pretty good. I knew it was gonna go viral when I was making it, but it was like it felt good. I was like, I'm dusting off the, letting people know I still got it.
Why wouldn't you have tweeted that from your original account?
Wouldn't have done nearly as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 100%.
That one's just too quiet now?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but I thought just all in all, it was incredible. Even walking into the game, it's just pouring rain.
No, that sucked. That was like I was walking in. I was like, fuck. I was going to be sitting wet.
No, I thought it was nice. All the Eagles fans were fired up about it.
Yeah. It was pretty sick. It was pretty cool.
How did we sort out the ticket situation? What happened there?
Roan got a free ticket, and I was like, dude, don't spend money to sit with me, who I'm not even an Eagles fan. I was like, go sit with Max. Like, that'll be fun. And I was like, I'm totally fine sitting by myself. And I was.
Did you buy your ticket?
Yeah.
So you didn't end up buying it for him, Ron?
No. I sent you my money back.
He sent all the money back except for $100.
I kept $100. I figured,
He just taxed me.
This is a rug pull fee.
Yeah, he taxed my ass.
I feel like, I don't know. I was like, you owe me $100 from something. I don't know what it is, but
It's like against the cost of the ticket, it's a nominal fee, but you are behaving like you are like Ticketmaster or something like that.
You're not getting a full refund.
No, yeah, this was a handling fee.
It's like when you cash out of a bet.
Yeah,
you lose like 15% of it or whatever, 8% or something like that.
Just a vig on the gesture,
Yeah.
which is insane.
It's so funny. But I got your ass back. Actually, you would have loved the little weekend that I had with Sass, because every night I was like, Friday night, like, let's go out. Like, let's go see New Orleans. You want to just walk around? Let's go to Frenchman Street and just get a lay of the land, see the city. Nah, I don't feel like it. Saturday night, let's go out. Let's just go see the city. Like, let's just go to like a restaurant or something like that. It's like, okay, we'll get dinner. But he just went home right away. I spent the entire weekend playing video games with Sass. It was insane. And as just as someone who I know you want to connect with Sass the same way I want to, it was working.
No, it wasn't. If anything, it actually made me like Roan less.
It was working so well. It was because I was dummying him in video games, like back to back to back to back to back.
Oh.
He was beating me in Madden.
Yeah.
I never play Madden. We played Call of Duty. I beat him 30-1.
Well, I've never played
We won on 1 to 30 kills, and I beat him 30-1, and his one kill was because I was trying to kill him with my fists.
I've never
He was
played a
just
first play.
spraying his
I
gun.
don't even know the buttons. to
But
use.
I think him beating you in Madden, I mean, that's still meaningful because you're like Edward controller hands.
But I'm not good at. I don't know. Like, he knows Madden. Like, he knows.
No,
what
I
he's
don't.
doing.
I don't play. I haven't played Madden in 10 years.
You played Madden like someone who has spent a majority of their lifetime playing Madden.
But I don't even have he's something to play Madden on.
He's like, oh, this is a PlayStation controller I've never even seen. And then he knows that double tapping the center is a timeout. Never in a million
I just
years
accidentally called
would I
a
have
timeout
guessed
because
that.
I picked it up by the middle of the
Every
controller.
single play. He calls the play.
Yeah,
and then
for me
he's
to
like,
call a timeout, I have to hit start and then scroll
100%.
down.
Yes, call timeout.
But let me
Yes.
ask you this: you play a lot of NCAA. We know that.
I played.
You said you played it relentlessly,
I played it when it first came out for the first.
and
like,
that
2
is
weeks.
an absolute first cousin to Madden.
Yeah, 100%.
It's the same buttons.
Same buttons. Same...
It's a little different.
Oh, come on.
No,
now.
because when Rome went out, I played some NCAA because the PlayStation servers were down, so I had to play the games that
I
I
would
downloaded.
venture to guess that you have played more NCAA than he has played Madden in the last 5 years. In other words,
Easily.
Absolutely.
I haven't touched a fucking video
I think
game
something's
in 5
going on.
years.
I think something's going on here that we're not even aware of. I think he's got a console at home and he's playing Madden.
That's how good I
I
was?
swear to God.
That's how good I was?
No, you weren't that good because I did beat you multiple times. but
No,
it was
you beat
just
me one time.
the random shit that you knew was like shit that either that or you watched like a long YouTube tutorial before we
When
played
would I
it.
watch a long tutorial
Because you were doing shit. You were doing shit that I've never seen.
that we've never seen, that we as a collective have never seen?
He knew everything. Like, you know when you call a play in Madden And then for like me and you, that's just your play. That's the play that you're running.
He can call audibles?
He's
Did
calling,
he reset his audibles?
He would do audibles. He's doing like he's changing specific routes for specific players.
Wow.
I was like, I don't know how to do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like Madden stuff that I learned maybe when I was like 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
We were saying it is crazy how bad the graphics are in Madden.
Yeah, it hasn't progressed at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fucking cactus.
Like everyone that
It's just been getting me the whole show.
It is pointing right at you. Is that an aloe plant? Crack that open. It might be good for your skin. That's fucking bizarre. But yeah, Sass ordered an extra controller just so we could ball out on Madden.
Is that what you spent the $100 on?
Yeah, that was what I didn't even take the controller. Did you take it?
I brought it, yeah, just to recoup my 100. Honestly, I actually have a controller for sale if anyone needs it because I have nothing to play it on. I don't have a PlayStation.
It's a nice controller. You got a purple one.
Oh, cool.
I didn't even know they made those.
Yeah.
Matte purple.
Yeah.
That's sort of that's New Orleans themed.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I like that.
We had a nice dinner too. I found a nice place. Go ahead.
I fully associate the color purple with the city of New Orleans.
I can see that.
Not just from an LSU standpoint.
A fleur de lis.
Really?
Well, it's the beads.
The Mardi Gras.
I think it's the beads and the
makes
Mardi
sense.
Gras and all that. Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
Purple, green, and like gold.
Gold,
are
yeah,
their, like,
for
colors.
sure. Mm-hmm.
They're their best colors.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and Sass had a nice little dinner.
Long dinner.
Where'd you guys go?
Long day. I mean, we were there for what, 3 hours?
We were there for maybe 40 minutes.
It's just not true at all. And you know that's not true.
How could there be a discrepancy?
You
You saying it was long and then him saying that makes me think you were kidding.
No, he's
but
saying
for you
it on
to then
purpose.
actually disagree
We were
with
there
it.
for over 2 hours.
No.
100%.
There's no chance.
Dude, your key lime pie took over an hour to come out. Like, it got to the point where we were just out of things to talk about. We were just both on our phones.
No, you just had a tiny lobster roll that like you ate in 3 bites.
Dude, the lobster roll we waited an hour for the lobster roll.
It wasn't that long.
It
Boy,
was, dude, I said as soon as we left, I was like, that was like going to a restaurant where like the theme was experience the level of stress of working at a restaurant while you're eating at the restaurant.
You know, you
Full
don't,
fights between the staff.
You
just
don't
right in front
have
of
much
us.
success at dining establishments. The last time we all three ate together was in Philly, and they never even brought your food.
Yeah, that's what I was fully prepared for this time.
Forgot about that.
And okay, so the dining staff was fighting.
The bar. So we sat at the bar, and there was this one dude with like long hair, a little bit older. He was clearly like the top dog. And then there was this younger guy who was like, you ever see that episode of Always Sunny where they go to the? Do you watch a lot of Always Sunny?
Yeah,
You know the episode where they go to the bar,
the happy bar.
Yeah,
and they're serving and they ring the bells and stuff. Yeah,
it was like they were trying to do that, but then like behind the scenes, it was like they all fucking hated each other.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Like so, like they would be facing us. And then these two dudes, every time they would both turn around, it would be like, pick up the fucking slack. They would go at it. Like not like the whole we were there for at least 2 hours the entire time.
But then they'd turn around and they'd be like, all right now, baby, come on out back for a couple more shrimp and grits, baby.
It was crazy.
And then just be like, they'd drop the accents completely and just start bickering with
like one of the waitresses would come back and be like, we need a spicy margarita. And he'd be like, we're all out of margarita glasses. I told you that 30 fucking minutes ago.
I'm gonna get you a refill right now. Your career is over.
It really was exactly
the
that.
Kurt to Rico words.
Yeah. It was literally like that.
Career is over.
It was insane. And the younger dude had nothing to say. Like he was like shocked.
Uh-huh.
He would turn around and he'd be like, he just have his jaw like to the floor. He'd be like, I don't know what to say.
And the older guy was like, he couldn't even do anything. He was just making everybody's drinks like a overrun Starbucks barista.
He was
just
playing a
fucking
little bit of
busting his
hero
ass.
ball though.
He was.
Like it got to a point where they'd be like, you need any help? And he'd be like, no, I'll just do it all myself. I want to do everything myself.
I think. Oh no, that's not pick me. I'm trying to get.
It is. It was
pick
a little
me
bit.
energy. See, I don't really know.
It was a little.
Yeah, pick me is tough to.
I don't really get it
to nail down.
I would describe what he was doing 100% as pick me. He was fishing for tips. He didn't charge us for our drinks because we were there for so long. That's tip fishing. And then Rowan gave him a big tip.
Well, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I went out after quick interlude. I'm not trying to
totally fine.
I went out after my shows on Saturday in DC.
Yeah,
I went to this bar called Exiles, which was a cool bar, and it was jammed. and I had come in with, Nick was there. Nick came and did time.
Tourani?
No. I'm embarrassed. Nick Martin? Fuck, I'm embarrassed to say that I can't remember his last name.
From our show.
From our show,
came
who
on.
guest, your buddy.
Oh, Nick Murphy?
Nick Murphy.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, he was in town. So
Oh,
he
hell
featured
yeah.
on all the shows.
Oh,
He
that's
did just
awesome.
get guest spots. And he came out with me after, and so did Brandon Barrera, and he had some friends. So we had a big crew, and then had come with some people from the show. And so I just opened up a tab, and they were busy, and I was putting a lot of drinks on there. I was like, man, this is going to be hefty.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, the guy rang me up my bill, $8.
Damn.
It was probably like a $200 bar
Yeah,
tab. So I
yeah.
gave him a $50 tip.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, $50, yeah.
Yeah, they like that because you probably brought a bunch of people from the show over.
Yeah. I don't know why he did it. I mean, they didn't need more people.
Yeah.
What do you think is the appropriate tip?
50.
50?
Yeah.
I think that you tip on what you would have gotten. That's baseline. You know what I mean? Tip on how much you would have paid. You kind of do the mental math, and I think you give them a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just kind of do it as like a multiple. I say to myself, all right, well, if this is an $8 bill, then this is a 600% tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy comped both my Chablis. He comped 2 Chablis and both your Diet Cokes.
Yeah.
Cans.
Diet Cokes were tough
Wasn't
to
off the
get.
gun.
Oh, yeah.
30-minute wait in between DCs.
Okay, wait. So back to you guys, New Orleans. So
That night we also we made the mistake of sharing the hot fish dip.
Oh, my God. Dude, we went to the casino.
I mean, that doesn't sound great.
We went to the dip was phenomenal, but we went to the casino, and I was walking home from the casino, and halfway through, I was like, I'm not going to make it back. I have to shit so bad.
Mhm.
And then the second I got home, explosive diarrhea like 5 times. And then Roan said that the whole night, every 30 minutes, he was waking up.
I wake
Shitting?
up to just have lava coming out of me. At the casino, I like pretended to go do coke in the bathroom so I could shit.
Nice.
I was just like pretending to snort really loud. Really, I was just dropping the worst heat of all time.
That the shits that I had after that fish dip was like, I was sitting on the toilet being like, I want to go home so bad. Like nothing more than I just want to be home.
Yeah.
The hot fish dip. And
With my
but I
Prep
mean like
H wipes.
I honestly I was trying to find something that would be less offensive on the stomach because it was a
Oh,
seafood
yeah,
restaurant and it was like a lot
And
of
also
like
everyone had been
crudos.
saying, that everyone had been saying that there's
the oysters.
the oysters have been giving everyone food poisoning.
There was a recall on oysters, like they were Goodyear tires.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never heard of an oyster recall during Super Bowl week.
Like all the Bussin' with the Boys guys got super sick. A bunch of the guys on the Eagles got sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Didn't end up mattering though.
It was nasty, but it was just a fantastic couple days after everybody left. It was just like nice, just me and Sass smashing video games, listening to Frank Ocean.
We had a big
Because
setback.
you
though.
say everyone from Barstool was there until Wednesday or Thursday
Friday.
or until Friday, and then you guys stayed through to go to the game,
Mhm.
and that's when you started playing video games and.
Well,
going
I
to
was
dinners.
playing video games before that. It was actually kind of I forgot how we were there for so long. The first 3 nights I was there, I just played video games. And then the 4th night, I went out with Che to the casino. And but prior to that, I was like, man, this is kind of like I was like, this isn't really that fun. Like the Super Bowl, like it's not.
He was saying
as-
the week is dead.
I was like, it's like I'm not seeing anybody. Like this is really uneventful. And then I went to the casino and I was like, oh no, everyone's here. I just haven't left my room once.
Yeah. did you ever read The Blind Side? Not watch the movie.
No,
Did you ever
no.
read The Blind Side by Michael Lewis? Did you?
No.
So when Michael Oher is being recruited by the colleges, he goes on official visits
Mhm.
to numerous SEC schools, and his 2 sort of adoptive parents are both major
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, alums, benefactors,
Yeah.
whatever.
Boosters, yeah.
Which obviously sort of led to that scandal that's come out since. But I think he went to like Alabama on
Mhm.
an official visit, and the players took him out to a big party and then to a strip club, I think. And he came home and he was just this like young, nervous,
Yeah.
sweet guy. And he didn't like any of that at all.
Yeah.
And he hated it. And so before his visit to Ole Miss, I think his parents or his adoptive parents told the coach, like, whatever you do, make sure that his night is quiet.
Yeah.
Don't have him go out and do the big party thing, all this.
Yeah.
And they like set him up to do, just like watch a movie
Yeah.
in his room and like go to bed on a comfortable
Yeah.
bed. And he woke up and he was like, yeah, I'm going to Ole Miss. You are Michael Oher. You are that.
He really
You're
is.
going to New Orleans the week of the Super Bowl and you stayed in your hotel room and played video games
Yeah.
every single night.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was insane. I had to pry him off the couch to go to the party.
I went out 3 times. And it was all it was
And he was
a
trying
lot.
to end up at the casino every time.
I've been to that casino.
Well,
It's
because
nice.
the first night I went to the casino, I went with Che, and we both made a killing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How much
Wait,
did you make?
I made like $400, and
Nice.
he made like $2,000 playing roulette.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dude, the funny thing about that Michael Oher story is that means that right after the Alabama visit that he like told his parents.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely did.
Like they took me to the strip club.
Yeah.
He
And
like
there's,
snitched on the boys.
there's a great story. I don't know if it was Alabama or LSU, but at that time, I think Nick Saban was the LSU head coach, right?
I have no idea.
Where did
Yes,
Saban coach?
yes.
He coached at LSU,
Yes, he was
right?
the LSU coach.
So he was the LSU coach, and he came to visit their house, their home, the
Uh-huh.
Tuohy's home or whatever. And the first thing he did when he walked in was comment on the drapes that Mrs. Tuohy had used to decorate the home, and said he knew, like, oh, I love your retractable French drapes. And they were absolutely smitten with him. They loved him. And at the last, and so they liked Saban.
Yeah.
And they liked his bedside manner. And he ended up going to Ole Miss, but they were very happy because they were split between, I think, LSU and Ole Miss.
Mhm.
And the next season, Saban went to coach in the NFL.
Oh.
Oh, with the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so he
Interesting.
wouldn't have played for him anyway.
Yeah.
That
All
is
right, sorry,
gratifying.
Kind of like you with Harvard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
But
coach left.
that's why I was glad to have chosen a school where even if
the coach
the
left.
coach
the tradition
left, I
Yes.
was so
persists.
happy to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, then you're just at Harvard.
Yep.
Then you just go to Harvard.
Yeah.
It's always so funny to me when like kids go to school for sports and they go to like a super good school and then they quit the sport and then they're just like, oh, you just go to Cornell now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were kids that did that.
Yeah.
And they were always it was frowned upon.
Yeah.
But they're
But it's-
Trojan horsing into the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. One of my friend's brothers went to Cornell for lacrosse and then like 2 years in, it was just like he just goes to Cornell now.
Yeah. You realize, first of all, the only people that care are a handful of guys on the team and
Yeah.
the coaches. That's it.
Yeah.
The school doesn't
There's no
give a fuck.
fan
No,
base.
They don't
no,
even know that
no.
you're not on the team anymore.
There's no boosters.
Yeah.
But it's like on 90 Day Fiance where someone gets a green card because their wife is American
Yeah.
and then they get to America and disappear.
That's a great
Yeah.
comp.
Just
Yeah,
like
that's a great
in the
comp.
country, like running
Yeah.
roughshod.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably incredible. But then the what was it, Friday or Saturday night, went to the casino again. We're like, okay, we'll hit the table again.
This was
like,
after we got food, after we went to the dinner.
when I pretended to do cocaine and,
Yeah.
and fire.
We went to the casino and it was the night that I went with Che, it was $25 minimums. And so it was like good. Like it was like we were playing like just with fives on the inside. And then when we went that night, it was $100 minimums. And
Wow.
we didn't really know that until we got to the table.
Yeah, that's pretty
And we
steep.
both had $200. Like I was like, I have $200 for the night. Like that's all I'm really comfortable spending right now. 2 spins. Gone.
no hyperbole on this.
Literally
one.
2 spins. For
Well, yeah,
both of
there
us.
you go.
We were
so,
both done.
so hold on. So when you're playing on the inside, what are you putting? How do you spread it out?
You just spread it out.
Let's say you had $25 minimum.
Yeah.
You have fives. You got 5 things you can put your money on. What are you doing?
$25 minimums, like in the beginning, we were playing $25. By the end, we were playing like $150 a hand, probably.
A spin?
Yeah, because we were stacking. Like we all hit on 26
On my first spin.
for Saquon,
Oh,
and we all had like 4 chips on it.
wow.
Yeah.
So you got a huge amount.
Yeah, we
there.
got a huge payout for
Because
that.
if you had $5 on that,
Yeah.
that's 36 to 1, right?
Yeah. Che had like
Che's a very good.
Che had like $50
gambler.
on
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
He's
He's
Asian.
Asian. Yeah. Che, it was hilarious. That's what someone said. So I think Big Cat said the only Asian thing about Che is how much he loves the casino.
Mm-hmm.
But it
wasn't
was
he
like,
hitting you up like
dude,
being
the
like
day-
before the
Friday we went on Thursday. On Friday, he's hitting me up being like, right after the yak ended, he's like, I got a couple hours, so I got to leave for my flight. And I was like, dude, we were at the casino 9 hours ago. I was like, I'm not going back to the casino right now.
Yeah. That's actually, by the way, that's actually not the only Asian thing about Che. One time I was at a urinal peeing next to him, and I looked over, and his penis was pixelated. Trust me, go look for that sometime. Yeah, I've never seen that
I'll definitely check for
real life.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
insane.
definitely check for it.
I don't even know how he does it.
Is there a correlation with being Asian and the alcohol tolerance thing? I know there's a Native American thing.
There's the Asian glow.
The Asian glow.
Which is that some Asians don't have the enzyme that like breaks down alcohol. So it almost as if they react with an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
But it's not all Asians.
Yeah, I think he has that though.
Does he?
Yeah.
Did he turn quite red?
No, or I thought that he
wasn't
like,
drinking.
Got sick after because at the case race he got like
the case
he
race
called the
I think
hospital on
he
himself.
Got super drunk, and I think he fell asleep on the basketball court, right?
Yeah.
And then he woke up and he had heart palpitations, and he went to the hospital because he thought he was having a heart attack. And they were like, "Dude, you're hungover." They're like, "You drank 30 beers last night."
Yeah.
Dude, you have the Asian glow.
So he wasn't drinking all week.
I see.
But that was kind of nice because I was when I went to the casino, he was coming from a party, and we didn't meet up until like 11:30. And I was like, Che's gonna be fucking hammered, and it's just gonna be me and Che at the casino while he's shit faced and I'm dead sober.
Right.
And then he was not drinking, so it was a.
Okay, so you guys didn't have a good run at the casino on Saturday night.
Well, no, we were there for like it was like we both lost all of our money within literally it was 2 spins. It was 30 seconds. We were
on the table for a minute.
Yeah, and then I was like, I think I'm gonna go home.
My two boys showed up, and immediately Sass was like, "I'm leaving."
Yeah, of course.
No, I said I was gonna leave before they showed up, and you said I wish I could leave, but my friends are coming.
I didn't say I wish I could leave.
Your exact words were, "I really want to go home."
No way.
You probably don't remember because you were so fucking drunk.
How was I drunk? I had 2 Chablis. We just established this.
2 Chablis. You had 2 Chablis hours prior to this.
Right, exactly.
Rowan has a drinking problem, and it's serious.
You were drinking Heineken 0.0, licking the bottom of the bottle just for the taste. I've never seen
Licking the
anything
neck
like
and
it.
then tornadoing them.
No, but they did have Coors Edge, which is
The Coors Edge, that's what it was.
Coors Edge
you were
is a
crushing
treat.
Coors Edge.
Oh,
He had a
yeah.
12-pack of Coors Edge.
Coors
I never
Edge
saw
is
anything
such
like
a
it.
treat. You remember when we had Coors Edge in Denver, Comedy Works?
That's the non-alcoholic
That's the
Coors?
non-alcoholic Coors. They don't have it anywhere. That was the last time I had it was in Denver.
Wow.
And then they had it at the casino.
He was walking to the game, like there's a 15-minute walk to the game, and he had a case of Coors Edge.
I bought Coors Edge.
He was just like carrying it like a British hooligan.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's have it. Who wants something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
No
fun.
one likes us. We don't care.
The game was sick. I sat next to like a 65-year-old dude who was there by himself too.
Were you near them?
God, no. They were all listing off like where they were sitting. Because I knew Rome was going with Max and Jack McCarthy and then someone from DraftKings. And so I knew they were going to be sitting up close. But then like Connor, Griffin, and Pug, the dude from PMT, both got tickets like last minute. Like Big Cat and PFT bought them tickets. And so I was like, oh, where are you guys sitting? Like, I'm sure we're near each other. They were also all in the 100s. I was
Sass was in the
635.
Oh, you were up in the nosebleeds.
I was 4 rows away from the wall of the stadium.
Mhm.
In the tallest section. Like some sections kind of dip down. They're a little bit
Mhm.
shorter, so being close to the wall doesn't mean as much. No, he was in the tallest section in the farthest back.
Everyone around you had binoculars,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're at the opera.
No, they
Just
really.
like
There was
a long
actually people around me
telescope.
with binoculars.
Yeah, I bet. So, well, that's too bad. How much did you pay for that ticket?
A lot.
Tell me.
No,
Come on, we were
Well,
always.
it wasn't the 5,000 that I sent him. It was much less than that.
not really.
You paid in the
There's 4
fours.
figures left.
It was close
Less.
to that. Yeah,
No,
it was a
4
lot. It
figures
was a
less.
lot of
It was a
money.
3
but,
zero.
High threes.
yeah,
Mhm.
it was a lot.
He doesn't want his business manager to know.
Oh no, he
His
knows.
business manager's listening.
mean,
He's
he
like, that's
knows.
money I'm not going to get now.
Yeah, yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah,
All
he,
accounts go through me
I
now.
mean, I listened to the episode. You're playing roulette for $200 a hand. You're buying $3,800
How do I
Super
get mine
Bowl
now?
tickets.
I
You
did-
understand what this does to
I
both
did
of us?
text him.
Do you understand how irresponsible this is?
How am I
I-
going to eat? How am I going to feed my family if you keep playing roulette?
I hate to
te-
do it. I hate to do it, but I'm going to have to freeze you for 2 months.
He froze and
That's a 2-month freeze. So you can learn to spend responsibly again.
I did text him and I was like, "This is going to be a pricey week. Just a heads up." But
Yeah, he immediately changed his order at his restaurant. Sorry, I'm not going to get the steak. No, I'll do a salad.
Yeah, and he just throw something together. Just give me whatever mix of leftovers you have.
Do you have a children's menu?
The hot fish dip.
I just found out that my finances are not what I thought they were.
I'm going to need to get sick for the week so I don't have to eat.
Yeah, it was pretty the game was sick. Like when they run out of the tunnels, I was like, that was when I was like, this is fucking awesome. Because at first, when I sat down at first, I was like, the people I was like, the dude I was sitting next to this old dude.
Well, he wore Patriot sweatpants.
Yeah, I did wear Patriot sweatpants.
So the whole
those
section,
ones?
Yeah, these ones.
Mm-hmm.
It was it was like the dude next to me. We're talking about the Eagles, and I eventually broke the news. I was like, I'm actually not really an Eagles fan. I'm a Patriots fan, but my friends are here, and I don't want the Chiefs to win. I hate the Chiefs. And then immediately he's turning around to everyone around. He's like, he's not even a Patriot. He's not even an Eagles fan. He's got Patriot sweatpants on.
You're in the blue collar section. I mean, those are the Eagles fans that have sold their fucking farming
They took
equipment
out a new mortgage
to
on their
buy
house.
that ticket.
And the worst thing was that I was going to wear an Eagles sweatshirt and a Chiefs hat and Patriots pants just to throw people off. And I'm so happy I didn't do that.
Yeah, that's the Pride Parade equivalent of an NFL outfit.
Yeah.
The whole
I
rainbow.
was so happy I didn't do
Just
that.
like pins and fucking peacock feathers.
He's
But,
a Pan fan.
It was. I will say. So they run out of the tunnels, and I'm sure you saw it on TV. The big run out. But I know you guys were like when the Eagles came out to DMX, you got like super fired up.
It was sick.
I thought the Chiefs when the Chiefs ran out of the tunnel, and they had the song. What is it? How does it go?
What is it? Oh, is that it?
Yeah, but they were playing it like low. They were playing it like an octave lower, like a deep like. Yeah. And when they ran out with that, I was like, the Chiefs are going to win this game by a fucking mile.
Why did you think that?
Everyone, the whole stadium's booing, and they're coming out to like fucking Darth Vader music.
Yeah.
And I was like, this game's already over.
Yeah.
And then I was wrong. I was very wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an ass whipping.
Yeah. Wow.
It was beautiful.
It was pretty sick though. It was really cool.
You know, okay, I'm so happy you guys had a great time, and you to be there to witness your team winning a Super Bowl is once in a lifetime, incredible, all of that.
Yep.
As a neutral observer who didn't care really for either team, watching it at home was one of the worst Super Bowls I've ever seen.
Yeah, I could see that.
Not only that, but like the halftime show, every aspect of it was like a true disappointment.
Yeah, I could see that.
So
I was like falling asleep during the game.
So you're a bigot.
Sure. Well, we knew that. I don't know.
That's long established.
We didn't need the game to reveal that about me. But
black quarterback wins. Two black quarterbacks playing against each other for the first or second time ever.
Yeah. No, but no, I just, you know, it was a blowout from the jump.
Yeah, it couldn't have been enjoyable unless you were an Eagles fan. There's a very small
I don't know.
demographic.
I feel like there were so many people that were rooting against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm happier that the Eagles won.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm happier that the Eagles won, but I just, you know, I didn't really care that much, and I just wanted a good game, and it was not.
No, everybody who has criticized the Kendrick Lamar halftime show via like X or tweets or whatever, I've seen a billion quote replies being like, the racists saw was reveal themselves.
Oh, God.
It's
Well, that's not true, and I loved the one with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg because Eminem was there.
Yeah.
what was your how did it pop up on screen? How did the Kendrick?
It looked way better on TV than it did in person.
You know, I always tend to think that rap mixed with dancers is a little bit of an odd combination for some reason. But it's what everyone has said. It's just that, you know, I think Kendrick Lamar's music is, to me, is like most enjoyable when you can actually have a sense of what the fuck his lyrics are and what they're about.
It's
and
like
almost reading along or going to Genius and figuring out the meaning of his incredibly deep words.
It's like Bob Dylan.
You know, it's not particularly catchy. It's more like I don't know,
had
poetic
catchy songs too, but he was just like spitting long rap verses.
And also, I don't know. I tend to find I'm pretty tired of the Drake diss track at this point. I don't care about that anymore.
Agreed.
And I don't know. I just thought it was like not that great.
What did he only play Not Like Us, or did he play the first one? Did he play Euphoria?
No. He just played Not Like Us.
He should have played Euphoria. I was listening to that one last night, and I was like, this song is a fucking bang.
How was it live?
Awful. Like, not even
Worse.
joking. Like, I literally forgot what was happening at one point.
Yeah.
Like, everyone around me, like, the old dude next to me was gone. The second Kendrick Lamar. He kept on being like, they got Lamar Jackson doing the halftime show. Like 9 times he said it. And I was like, no, it's Kendrick Lamar. And he's like, my kid's like that guy. I don't know anything about him.
He should be a receiver. He really is more of a running back, but I'll see what he does out there.
How's he going to get his pads back on in time? How'd the coaches let him go out for this? He's supposed to be studying game tape.
The old dude next to me, it started out so good. Like when I sat down and he was next to me, it was like he was very normal. And we were just talking about the Eagles. And I was like, this is like a pretty ideal person to, if I'm sitting next to a random person, this is pretty ideal.
Mm-hmm.
And then progressively as the game went on, he must have drank 40 beers.
Mm-hmm.
By the end, he could barely speak.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, I was like, I'm very ready for him to leave. And then he left as soon as the game ended.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
That's so legendary.
So what were the highlights? I mean, if any, of the game?
Cooper DeJean interception was insane.
Yeah.
It was insane for you?
Oh, dude, people were we were going nuts.
I was going nuts.
Yeah.
I was letting out sounds that I've never left my body before.
You could argue that moment ended the game.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
The game was over after that.
Yeah, it was the end of the game.
Yeah. First quarter, right?
Yeah. When Devontae Smith scored, because I had all my money on Devontae Smith to score. That was my biggest bet, and I bet it multiple times.
Nice.
When he scored, it was in the second half that he scored.
Yeah.
When he scored, like me and the dude next to each other were just straight up fist fighting. Like we were just punching each other. We were literally just standing, just punching as hard as we could at each other.
That's great. I'm happy to hear about this. I'm happy to hear this. Good.
That was that. When he scored, when he scored, I was like a little bit to the right. But it was like, so we were right above. It was actually like the angle that I had, because the way that stadium's built, it got like Gillette. The last time I sat in the nosebleeds was when I went to Gillette over Thanksgiving break. And it was like, we were like similar. I was sitting in a pretty similar area, but we were like further back from the field. This is like, you're right over the field. So it's like that play, like you could see, like you're just watching the ball go in like a direct straight line to Devontae Smith, and then you're just like seeing it land in his hands. It was pretty sick.
Cool. I also was sitting next to an old guy, and he was in an Eagles jersey and an Alabama hat. And when I got there, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, we're completely surrounded by Eagles fans. And I said to him, I'm like pretty happy. It's all Eagles fans around us. The last time we played against the Chiefs, there were Chiefs fans right behind us. And he gave me absolutely nothing. And I was like, damn, like this guy's like kind of being a dick to me. Like, I don't understand why. And then I found out through the early course of the game that he just didn't speak a word of English. Eventually, like I kind of started talking to him in like broken Spanish, and he was like, I am on the front page of my newspaper at home for being at the Super Bowl. He was on the front page of it, and he was showing me like pictures of the newspaper.
That's awesome.
At home, just because he had made it to the Super Bowl, that he was even in the stands.
Was he the dude that was like the alternate angle of the Cooper DeJean
Yes,
touchdown?
And by the end, he was just like filming us.
Yeah,
like he was
that's
just
awesome.
filming us. I'm
That's
like pouring
hilarious.
beers on my head. He's like, I follow him on Instagram now. Like me and him are buddies.
That's
immediately.
hilarious.
Halfway through the game, Ice came to drag him out like Dave. By his arms and legs.
I was like, go dead. Muerte.
They're holding up the local newspaper and cross-checking his face. Yep, that's our guy right there.
We sheltered him like he was a streaker getting back in. I was like, go this way.
He's in heavy disguise wearing Alabama gear.
Andale.
No, I am American.
The saber. I love the saber. I love Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts.
Was Devontae Smith, is he the first
Alabama guy to score a touchdown?
to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl?
That can't be true, though, because Jalen Hurts scored 2 Super Bowls ago. I don't know what the fuck, why everyone's saying that stat.
I guess maybe because...
Receiving touchdown?
Yeah, maybe.
To catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl, I guess. But literally, Jalen Hurts scored 2 Super Bowls ago.
First Super Bowl in like 25 years without anyone from LSU in it.
Wow. All great facts.
I
All
learned
great
that
facts.
from our waiter when I went out to get lunch with KB and Nick and their girlfriends and
Doxed. They're not gay together.
and we sat at the balcony outside, and it was pretty empty, the spot that we went to, and our waiter was like extremely autistic but like super friendly, and he was pretty funny.
This clip has 1 million views on TikTok. You talking about this?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did I already talk about this?
On the Yak.
Oh.
It has 1 million views on TikTok.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like he would just come back and...
But you didn't say he was autistic in that clip. It was like a very heartwarming clip.
Oh, yeah, I didn't say he was autistic when I talked about it on the Yak because it was kind of like a fresh experience.
He was freshly autistic.
But I feel more comfortable saying that he was autistic on our podcast.
It's a home for that. This is a safe home for that.
This is a safe place.
Yeah. All right, let's take a minute to talk about Rocket Money.
Yeah. All right.
Rocket Money. You sign up for something, forget about it after the trial period ends, and then you're charged month after month after month into perpetuity. I lose sleep at night thinking about all the stuff that I don't even realize I'm paying for. Just constant renewal subscriptions. When you get that email that says, we've renewed you for the next year, and you're like, I didn't even have the opportunity
and then
to
you
cancel
set the
it.
reminder for like a year from now to try and cancel, but you want to maximize that thing for that year that you've actually paid for it.
Yeah, it's
a headache.
Nightmare. Well, Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. See all of your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money is going. For ones you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them. Rocket Money's dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across all of your accounts. Easily create a personalized budget with custom categories to help keep your spending on track. See your monthly spending trends in each category to know exactly where your money is going. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/boy today. That's rocketmoney.com/boy. rocketmoney.com/boy.
Sass, hit this Factor ad, bro.
Alrighty, let's talk about Factor. Ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes so you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. Lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto meals based on randomized, controlled clinical trial. With Factor Keto, results will vary depending on diet and exercise. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, it's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/sun50off and use code sun50off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code sun50off at factormeals.com/sun50off to get 50% off plus free shipping for your first box.
Good job. Are we back in tomorrow?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to be.
We got to be.
You had a nice little week though.
Yeah, I just focused on my career. Really moved the needle for myself and decided that, in the absence of my friends and podcaster co-hosts and sort of the normal structure of my life, I would just, really focus on getting ahead.
You went viral with the fucking seafood tower.
Yep.
You went did you tweet out the green room?
No, I sent it to Harry.
That was literally not even joking. That was like a top 5 highlight of my week.
Yeah, I was laughing when he showed me that.
Screaming in my room,
it was
laughing.
so funny.
Because I listened. I don't know if I think I texted you. I said I watched it with no audio the first time. So in my head, I was like, "Oh, it's a shitty hotel room." I was gonna reply and be like, "That's kind of like what my room when I did the port looked like."
Yeah.
And then I watched it with audio, and you were like, "This is the green room." And I was like, "Oh my god!"
The green room for the DC Comedy Loft. The Comedy Loft. I don't really understand it. It's a hotel that has a bar in the basement, and then in the middle tier a comedy club with a bar. But then there's a sort of this like hotel around it that feels like more like a boarding house.
Yeah.
And the green room is just one of the hotel rooms on the level of the club itself.
Yeah.
So you walk in and there's just 2 made beds. That's what you're supposed to sit on. And you're like, do we have to take our shoes off? And then one of the beds is completely broken. So it fully sags in the middle.
So H. Foley's been there.
And I think a few people of that girth have. And the Fights and Brandon, who were there with me, like they're like, you're the headliner, was like, you take the non-broken bed. We'll make it do. One of them sat in the computer chair at the desk, and the other was just like wrapped up by the bed.
So what do? You sit long ways in the bed, or do you sit off the side, like knee to knee with one another and talk?
No, we sat. I took my shoes off and sat on the bed as if I were reading.
What was the
a book before nighttime?
What was the temperature in that room?
In that room, well, they had a space, an in-window unit, and it was pumping out heat, and it was way too hot.
Oh, okay.
In front of it, but the rest of the room was cold.
I was gonna say, when I saw that video, the first thing I thought was, I bet that room is freezing.
Well, then I turned it off.
Yeah.
And then it got cold pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I would have to turn it on and then off. But yeah, dude, there was that. And then there was a woman. I don't really understand Washington, D.C.'s weed laws at all. 2 years ago, when I was last there, I asked about it. And now I think they have fully operational dispensaries. But back then, people said, oh, no, you got to call a number and then someone will bring you a birthday cake.
Because it was legal to gift up to 2 ounces, but you can't buy it. So my friend had a company there called Juice and Cookies. And like you pay $50 for a Capri Sun, basically, and get your 1/8 of weed.
And then they'd give it to you as a gift. Yeah, so it's this insanely stupid workaround. And now they've shifted it, but there was just a woman that kind of showed up, and you walk up the stairs and then you check your ticket or whatever, and then you go to the club. And in between where they checked the tickets and the club, there was a woman who had set out a full display table of weed and mushrooms and edibles. And I'm talking real mushrooms, not chocolate bars or whatever. Yeah. And she was saying, get your merch right here, which I was like, can we clarify that that's not my merch? That
Francis
I'm not
Ellis branded psilocybin.
Yeah, I'm not bringing a drug dealer
to the moon
to my shows as my like merch person.
It's not a bad idea though.
No, well then I
sounds
was
better
like,
than t-shirts.
Yeah.
Then I was like, well, yeah, she showed me like photos of her family, and she was like, I've made a killing this weekend. So I was happy.
Yeah, probably someone died off the mushrooms.
Yeah, that she, you think about it, selling weed and mushrooms before a comedy show is like selling hot dogs outside of a ballpark.
Yeah.
Like it makes perfect sense. And she was really nice, and she ended up gifting us a whole bunch of stuff because of how much stuff she'd sold.
Yeah.
But it was kind of just, I don't know, a little odd.
Yeah, it is a little
odd. The shows were great. Insane, in fact. I sold out 5. We added a 6th on the late show on Thursday, and that almost sold out. So it was probably my best weekend I've ever had in terms of ticket sales. And the crowds were awesome, frankly. Really, really awesome.
How did Fights do?
Fights did great.
That's sick.
Fights did really, really well. He was shifting material around, trying new things. I had him threw him up first to take the bullet, see if he could handle that and open the show cold. Brandon, obviously, total pro, and then Nick Murphy, is a killer. So we were just kind of moving people around and trying different things, and it was good to have everybody.
It's a pretty fun lineup.
It was fun.
Stacked lineup.
Yeah.
It's probably how long were the shows?
Hour and a half.
Everybody do okay.
So I think they would all do 10-ish, and then I would do like 50.
Nice.
Yeah.
New hour.
Mostly like 80% new. It's
That's
a little, I needed to do some crowd work. I don't quite have the time yet, but people were up for it, and some really fun moments. There were some interesting people in the crowd. There was a guy in the front row, which is, there's like a banister on the stage, and they're illuminated, and then everyone else is kind of dark behind them. And he was sitting with his girlfriend, and he was wearing the most preposterous sweater I've ever seen. I mean, full Wimbledon outfit.
Yeah.
Just a character.
Yeah.
And
Sounds like your fans, honestly.
I guess. And I did some kind of like joke. I did a joke about Delta and my status, and he like booed. And I was like, what? You don't like that? And he was like, you should be flying private. And I was like, oh yeah, do you fly private? And he goes, only way to fly. And then the whole crowd started booing him. And that's kind of disconcerting. Like there's so much now, there's all this negative energy in the room.
Yeah.
It's not at me, it's at him, and we all collectively don't like this guy. But then I was like, wait, do you really fly private? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, do you own your own plane or do you lease? Because that's a different order of magnitude of wealth. And that's how you bring someone who flies private back to earth.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you don't own your own jet?
Yeah.
You were like, look me in the fucking eye.
Yeah,
Dude, look.
You're doing a timeshare? Signing up for NetJets? You're going the minimum entry there?
Yeah.
You don't have your own 2 pilots?
Yeah.
You don't have a hangar? Yeah.
Right, exactly.
There's no extra storage space for your antique cars? No? That's too bad. And I was like, oh, you use a share service or whatever, or like, do you have your own jets? He was like, yeah, I use a share service. And I was like, which one? He goes, probably the same one your dad uses. And I was like, do you know my dad? And he was like, no, I'm fucking with you. And I was like, well, don't talk anymore.
Yeah.
And then I hated him.
Yeah.
Then I hated him.
What's with that club and hecklers?
Well, it wasn't. I mean, it was really just him. He was the only.
Oh yeah, did you know that I think I texted you that the Natalie Cuomo thing?
Yes, well, I had seen that clip.
Yeah.
And then had seen her at the stand.
Yeah. But that was at the DC Comedy Loft.
It was the weekend before I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know much about what happened there.
No, neither do I. But I thought it was just funny that you were there.
Yeah. Would have been funny to go after to get in that guy's face and be like, look me in the fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Keep my dad's name out of your mouth.
Yeah. You should have.
He should have lit his ass up.
From the same club. That would have been hilarious.
That's pretty meta. You got to be a pretty inside stand-up comedy fan to get that reference.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. That clip made it everywhere.
Yeah. I went to the Museum of Natural History in DC.
Oh, that's fun.
That was kind of cool.
I went there too.
What did you like there?
I don't love natural history museums in general.
It wasn't as cool as
it's oriented towards children.
It's like a woolly mammoth statue or something like that.
Fossils, a lot of stuff.
The grizzly bear was cool.
The one thing I was excited to see was the butterfly exhibit.
Yeah.
Where you can walk through and they're the live butterflies that are all flitting and fleeting around and landing on your nose.
Yeah. Was it open?
No, it was closed.
It was closed.
Because there's too much traffic on the weekends. It becomes a bottleneck.
Yeah.
So I was very disappointed in
butterflies.
And there's just like sticky-fingered children eating the butterflies.
Oh, yeah.
Plucking them fresh out of the air. Squeezing the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Juice mouth little boys.
But yeah,
so monarch.
Monarchs are considered now to be on the protected species list.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, once you get on the protected list, though, that's like, it's like the PPP loans. Like you fucking skyrocket in net worth. Like you get on the protected list and suddenly you're back at the top of the food chain.
Monarchs are just out here taking their protected species benefits and planting their entire own milkweed fields, which, by the way, is what they eat.
See, this is good discourse.
And then they hang their chrysalis from the leaves of the milkweed to turn themselves into the butterflies. Because initially they are
caterpillars.
Attaboy.
See, we know our natural history in here. I went
last year.
I prefer art in the museum.
Same.
I feel like that's a little bit more enjoyable to look at.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to the
Air and Space. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to go to, but it was packed.
I have the same complaint about that I do about the Museum of Natural History, which is that it's pretty kid. As a 9-year-old, I would have been absolutely in awe.
What was in it? Because when we went, we had to make a reservation, but it was packed.
Oh no, they just waved me right in.
Well, it was the summer when we went.
He's VIP, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
You flash the Harvard badge, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to give a tour?"
Sure do.
Guest tour.
Sure do. No, it's cool. I mean, there's cool stuff. They have one of the Wright brothers planes. It might be a reenactment or whatever.
They also have like that night sky thing.
Yep.
You can kind of go and lay down.
A model.
Sure.
It might be a reenactment
of the plane. I'm not.
I don't know if you can reenact a plane.
Yeah, you could.
No,
I don't see any reason why
it's
that
not
word doesn't work.
It's not a war.
Yeah, but you're thinking too narrowly about the application.
I think you don't know what reenactment means.
I'm gonna look it up.
A plane reenactment would mean that they were flying the plane, how the Wright brothers flew it.
Which would be cool.
And there would be 2 dudes on the plane that were playing the Wright brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Both pedophiles, by the way.
No, they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Members of NABLA.
You know what, Sass?
NAMBLA?
Yeah.
National, what was that? Man Boy Love?
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were NAMBLA.
I'm going to give you the W on this one.
No, I'm kidding. They're not pedophiles. I don't know anything about them.
That was weird to bring up then.
Yeah,
Putting smut on their name.
Chances are one of them was.
This is like 110 years ago. They probably have living family members.
True.
And they probably have listeners who are never going to listen again.
True.
We lost the rights to the rights. How long were you stuck at the airport yesterday?
Oh, a while.
Did you miss your original flight?
I did.
It's a nice airport, though, right?
Terrible.
Did you see what I meant?
No.
About how it's super open, lots of glass, nice escalators that bring you right down.
No, I didn't get to explore a lot of that because it was so crowded.
Oh, well.
I flew American on the way back because of necessity. And
Delta, first class.
Well, I tried to go to the Delta Lounge with just my...
You can't.
Yeah, they're like, we don't service other airlines.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what the fuck? Service?
Mm-hmm.
Other airlines?
That doesn't even really make sense. You should be like, I'm a medallion member.
I did. I was in the Diamond Medallion line.
You have to have a ticket that day to fly there.
Within 3 hours, not just that day.
Yeah, and I think you also can't go into a lounge once you've landed somewhere.
I think that's true.
That's not true. I do that all the time. All the time.
I don't understand. Why would you ever do that?
He goes in, gets food when he lands. It's weird.
A quick bite, take a dump.
It's insane.
Fuel up, get a coffee, get a Joe. Say I land in Chicago. I know it's going to be an hour plus ride from the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go in, especially if it was an early flight. Maybe I catch the breakfast in there. That Chicago one's
really nice.
Nice.
Really nice.
They don't play games in there.
They don't mess around.
So it's like I'll dip into the Chicago lounge real quick. But you can go.
Where did you land?
JFK.
What was your gate?
I don't know. It was American, so I've never been to the American terminal.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like a long walk.
No, the last time I was there though was
I was B55. I was the last gate.
Yeah.
In the airport.
Which must be easy. It's good for the pilots, I guess.
I hopped on a bus. As soon as I got off the plane, they were like, "Do you want to take the bus?" And I was like, "Yes." They were like, "It's going to be a 25-minute walk if you don't."
Damn.
So I hopped on a shuttle that drives us to baggage claim.
And you probably had to wait for your bags. It's not like they're I guess they drive the bags there.
I didn't check any bags, bro.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I checked the biggest bag alive.
I know.
But it was helpful when I brought back a ton of Super Bowl merch.
True.
That's cool.
Tons of merch.
All right. Wait. So I feel like you guys have left a lot of meat on the bone here. You went to the Eagles party. You saw Shane Gillis.
I met the coach.
Nick Sirianni.
So we went to the party
a little bit.
We went to the party and we finally got in. And we walked in and it was like, it was in like the hotel ballroom.
It was like 4 ballrooms.
But it was like 4
connected.
ballrooms combined.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like it wasn't as exclusive as I expected it to be. It was like there were hundreds, if not thousands, of people there. Like it was like a fucking music festival.
Yeah.
And then there was this little VIP area that we got to go up to.
Where Brandon Graham and Jalen Hurts.
And that was where all the cool people were.
And you could go in there. You got access to
We got access. Like Max brought me in.
That's cool.
No, all of our wristbands, those white wristbands.
I didn't know that, yeah.
That's pretty elite.
Because I was waiting. So I'm standing at this table by myself. And Rome was like, I got to go to the bathroom. Can you watch my beer? And I was like, yeah. And then Rome was gone for 30 minutes. And I was sitting with his beer. And I was like, the second he gets back, I'm leaving. I was like, this is ridiculous. And then when he got back, Max was like, come up to the VIP area. And I was like, all right, I'll go up. But
Max and Jack McCarthy, who were also there, they were shocked at how loyally Sass was watching my beer. Like a Doberman who was like put on task. And he just stared at the beer the entire time. They're like, Roan can figure it out. Like, he'll be all right. Like, let's go to the VIP.
Roan comes back with a beer.
Yeah, let's be honest. The fact that you stayed there that whole time is pathetic. How could you possibly do that for half an hour at the Eagles post Super Bowl party?
I felt like a fool.
Yeah.
I was just standing there watching his beer.
It's like you're
he said, he was like,
dating him
he was
or
like, could you
something.
watch my beer? I'm just going to run to the bathroom. I was like,
I was
yeah,
like,
but
"Can
it's
you
a
hold my
beer.
jacket?"
It's not a handbag, you
Yeah.
know? And first of all, like, don't you think
well, because I was like, at one point I was like, how much is even in this beer? And I picked up completely full. So I was like, well, I'm not going to throw away his full beer.
Commemorative bottle.
Yeah.
fucking hell, dude.
Yeah.
You just sat there and watched it. They were like,
Roan had a insanely scummy move that
Oh?
I will bring up. It was very funny. And I think I was the only one that caught it. When we were in between not getting let into the party, when we went to the casino, Roan lost his ID, but he had a backup ID that was expired. And we had to wait in line to go into the casino to show all of our IDs. And like Max and Jack went first, and then Roan was third. And of course, they scanned Roan's ID, invalid ID. Roan's lying, being like, they told me to come back here to pick up my ID. So then this lady's on the phone with like her supervisor being like, this guy's here. He said he needs to pick up his ID. And then while that's happening, Max is getting like swarmed by a bunch of people at the casino. And then that dude comes in behind us. And then this lady's on the phone being like, they're saying we can't let you in. And then when she sees Max get swarmed, and then she sees this dude that was on the team behind us, she's like, oh shit, are you guys players? And then while this is happening, Max gets the text back from Big Dom saying, come in, we're ready. So we're leaving. And the lady's like, they're players. She's like on the phone with her supervisor, and they're like, they're players. Like, and she's like, no, you guys can come in. And Roan turns around and he goes, we're good.
Bro, I like every single detail
Dude,
of that
she
story,
told the lady.
and I'm fully on his side.
No, you didn't see
well,
it.
what should I have done? Once
You
Big
didn't see
Dom
it.
says,
She-
go to the
no, wait. I forgot that she asked if we were players, and Roan goes, yes, we're players. And then she
Yeah.
turns to me and she goes, you guys are players? And then Roan's looking at me, and I just didn't reply. I was
Yeah,
like,
well,
just like
for the
froze up.
life of me, I can't look this lady in the eyes who's doing her job and say, yes, I'm on the Eagles. We just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Let us in. Let us into the game. Let
you
us
know,
into the
you're wearing
casino.
Patriots pants.
Yeah.
But she couldn't see his lower half. All she saw was his Eagles sweatshirt.
Yeah.
So he looked like he could have been like a holder or something
I
like
guess
that.
I guess to me, I read that as him trying to be resourceful. He's in a pinch, you know.
The way that I read it is this lady was doing her job. He gave her an expired ID. She's asking her supervisor if we can get it let in, and now she just finds out that she just turned down the Eagles who just won the Super Bowl. And then we all leave. She probably got fired.
Well, so in your ideal world,
They probably fired her on. They're like, you didn't let in the Eagles.
in your ideal world,
She probably got fired immediately.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't think
so
so.
we
You
should
just
have gone
turned-
to the.
you just-
wait,
they were
hold on.
probably-
No,
wait a
they
second.
probably
She was probably
commended her for being true to the ID
No,
thing. Even
they were
for,
probably like,
regardless of who you
what
are.
did they look like? And they were like, it was a white dude. And they were like, you just turned down Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean just tried to get into Caesar's casino.
So you think? Wait, just
and you
hold
just
on,
turned him down.
hang on, just for a second. You think that we should have, once Big Dom said we can go to the party, we should have gone into the casino and spent some time just to satisfy this lady?
No, I think we should have definitely left, but I think you should say, by the way, we're not on the team.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. What you've come this far.
Dude, we were not far
And
at
also
all.
him
We
being
were at
like
the entrance.
him being
We
like
were at the front entrance.
him being like, we're good. I don't read that as like, no, you had your
It wasn't
chance.
disrespectful at all.
I read it as
You
like,
didn't-
we're
no, you
actually
didn't see
leaving.
it.
Our plans
You
have
didn't
changed.
see it. The way that he said
We
it,
all left.
the way that he turned back, like I was the only one that caught it. The way that he turned back and said we're good was like, you
missed your
you made
chance.
a mistake.
That wasn't what it was like at all. We
one-
all left.
And
Pretty
no,
woman.
He's trying to
Yeah.
play it well now. When I confronted him about it immediately after, and he was dying laughing.
It's funny.
Yeah,
It was funny the way you put it.
she got fought. She's gone. You could call the casino right now and be like, is she still working there? And I'm like, we don't even know who you're talking about.
She got dragged
Yeah.
underneath the casino.
You're so dramatic.
It was watching. I was right behind Roan, so I'm watching this lady. In her head, she's like, "Holy shit, these are the Eagles." I just told them.
Well,
that they
dude, if
couldn't
we
come
had
in.
had to get
She's
into the
sc-
Super Bowl,
she's
if we
in
had
a
had to get
mental
into the
pretzel.
casino,
she's scrambling.
if we wanted to get into the casino and we hadn't got the call back from Big Dom, you not playing along with it would have fucked me.
Yeah, exactly.
I was fully ready to leave. I
Yeah,
thought we
you-
were just gonna leave.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you could have just easily played along, just been like, yeah, and we would have been able to get in and killed some time. But you refusing to be like, yeah, to just go with it for a second.
I did not
almost
go with
got
it.
me like
I did
dragged
not. I
under
did
and
not
killed.
go with it. I just didn't play along.
Yeah, that's
not
the
going
same.
with it.
That's
She
the
was
same.
no.
What?
No, I never
Dude,
like
you're
said
like
Rome
a
was
guy who
lying.
he's buying beer in front of you with a fake ID, and you're like, you might want to look that.
No, not
Yes,
at all.
100%.
Not at-
They're
it's
like,
not
hey,
at
is your
all.
buddy 21? You're
Not
like,
at all.
I cannot tell a lie.
Dude, there's this young,
Right.
there's
Honest
this
Abe
young
over
girl.
here.
It's like the biggest night of her entire life. She's working the front desk at the casino.
Are
on
you in
Super
love
Bowl
with
night.
this fucking
No.
ID checker?
No, and
Why do
and
you?
she
Why
goes-
do you care
She
so
turns
much
around,
about
she sees
her?
people taking photos with Max. She goes, "Oh my god, are you guys players?" Roan goes, "Yeah, we're on the team." And then she looks at me and she goes, "You're players."
I didn't even say, yeah, we're on the team. She said, oh, you guys are on the team? I was like, yeah.
And then she
And she
looks
was
at
like,
me,
you're on the team? And then you just sort of like,
and I just looked at Roan. I just looked at Roan. I just didn't.
Yeah, he,
say,
like,
I just didn't
stared at
reply.
me,
I just
like-
didn't reply.
Yeah. The way, look,
I was just all I'm imagining is they're sending. I just imagine them sending like the owner of the casino down to come greet the Eagles,
but
and then it's just us standing there.
That's so dramatic. I don't think
they
you
wouldn't
know,
have done that. The
this-
Eagles have been in and out the entire week. Like, Eagles
Not
alumni,
after not
Jason
45
Kelsey.
minutes after they won the Super Bowl.
But that's not how it went
Yes,
down.
it
And
was.
any Eagle could have gotten in.
Yes, it
There's
was.
a fucking 100 players on the Eagles.
Also, look, let's break this down. All right, in the most simplest terms, you guys had a plan, which was to go into the casino.
Yes.
Right, that was your plan. His ID situation is a speed bump, but he is being resourceful so as to not fuck the group over. Everyone, we're all going. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever I can so that we, as a group, don't have to go somewhere else
And I
because
didn't
of
say
me.
it to anybody beforehand to put anxiety on them. Like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to get in. I got to the front and I did what I had to do.
Yes.
And I was like, Sass, back me up on this one. And he just like froze up.
And then
I cannot tell a lie.
and then and then your plans change in the middle of it, and you know, now it's like, okay, well, whatever, we don't have to lie anymore.
And then, but you wanted me to be like, you wanted me to have like a bedside confessional, a
Yeah.
deathbed confessional to this
Mea
lady.
culpa.
I wanted
Like,
you. When we were leaving, I wanted you to turn around and go, "We're not on the team."
Why though? What does that
So
benefit?
she didn't. So it didn't ruin
She
her night.
wasn't
going to
get. Why do you think she's going to get fired?
Because she just turned in her head and in the boss's head, she just turned down like 5-star players on the Eagles.
I can't believe how much you have run this up the flagpole.
I haven't. I didn't even remember it until just now.
No, but
in
I'm
your
saying
mind,
in your
you're
mind,
thinking it went to the pit boss. That it went to like
the eye in the sky is like checking the fucking quadricep muscles and comparing those.
Who's bigger than in that situation? Who's bigger that could have walked into that casino?
But you really think that she thought that me, you, and Jack McCarthy were Eagles players?
She did for some reason. Yeah.
If she suggested it, if she said, "Oh, are you guys players?" That's on her.
Yes.
Look at your body. No offense.
Look at our bodies. Me, you, and Jack McCarthy.
Yeah,
Just like-
Max would need to be 400 pounds heavier to actually be an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see any issue with what he did. I think it's very funny how
I bet if we were there and you were there, I bet you would have turned around and said, "We're not on the team."
No
While we were
way.
leaving. I
No
guarantee
no,
way.
because I wouldn't
She
have wanted
offered
to
it.
throw him under the bus like that.
You would have.
No, I wouldn't.
It's
have.
crazy how you sided
I
with
should
this
have.
lady.
I should have. I should go back and tell her.
It's crazy how you sided with her over
She probably
us.
hasn't slept since it happened.
She probably got slept.
Yeah.
No, it's just she's like, you should be on my side in this situation.
I was on your side in the beginning. And I was on your side the night you did it before, the first night.
You did this a couple times.
He didn't say we were on the team, but he lied.
I never said we were on the team.
No, until they asked if you were on the team, and you said yes, we're on the team.
What did you do the first night? How'd you get in the
The
first
same
night?
thing.
You said we're on the team.
He said, well, I'm not going to gamble. I just have to go pick up my ID. And the lady was like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah. So he's
And then
I was
we
being
were with
resourceful.
these
Resourceful.
two dudes who brought us in. These two, they're
NOLA locals.
NOLA locals. They were like, "Where's the seat?" Because there was a big line to get in on Friday night or Saturday night, and they're like, we know about a secret entrance underground, and we followed them, and then we were like, it ended up being real, and then we got in, like me and the two dudes got in, and we were waiting for Roan, and we were like standing like right next to the desk, and then the second that Roan was like, I'm not gonna gamble, I'm just gonna go pick up my ID, and he like walks by, and then one of the dudes just turns to Roan, and he's like, how on earth did you just finagle, or like, did you just scheme through that?
I don't know.
And it was like, the lady was like literally 1 foot away. It's like, she very clearly heard what they said.
Mhm.
And then we just went in.
I think that this is a product of, you know, you've never had to like fight to buy a beer.
What are you talking about?
You missed that 18 to 21 window where you know,
You think
you
I've
had
ever
to
been
do
to a
whatever you
bar?
could to convince a bar to let you in, even if you were underage. Or
It's worse
Not
than that.
true at
I've
all.
been with him twice when he had fake IDs taken away, and I did everything I could to get him into those bars.
And I did
when he got
I
his
did
IDs
myself.
taken away, I would leave the bar with him.
Mhm.
This feels like we've just gone down a completely different topic here.
What do you mean?
How does that? How does you going to a different bar with me 6 years
Because
ago
that
when I
shows
got my ID taken?
That shows that I was in with you. That shows that I was in the
How does
shit
that
with
have
you.
anything else to do with us?
I
Getting
didn't like.
denied
I
at the
wasn't like,
casino?
oh no, check his shit. Like he's probably like faking.
I
it.
didn't do that either.
Yeah.
You basically did.
I know I didn't.
If you said in front of those bouncers in Philly, like, hey, like aren't I 21? I'd be like, yeah, he's 21.
Also, two things happened here. The first time that I got my ID taken with you, you did not come back with me. Me and Owen went to a bar by ourselves.
In Nashville?
No, in Philly.
No, I went with you guys.
No, you did not. Owen, how long were we at that bar together?
Before I showed up.
Hours.
Before
by
I showed
ourselves.
up?
Yeah, we were smoking cigs inside. It was a cigs inside bar.
It was the
It was
Always
just
Sunny
me
bar.
and him, and this was I was drinking.
No,
Owen
I
wasn't.
came-
It
it
was
was
just
Trent.
I was just shit faced, and we were just ripping.
No,
cigs
we all
inside.
came. How did you
No.
even know to go to that bar?
Because you guys never remember we had to
We
go. We had to
told you
walk
about
to
that bar.
We had to walk to another bar to meet him.
He told you about that bar. You think that you just went to that
I was
random bar?
Me and Owen were the last ones in line. I'm sitting there. They're chopping my ID in half. And Roan's inside being like, sorry, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
But that's literally
Go
the opposite of
Birds.
what happened.
Go Birds, though.
That's what you would have
And
done.
I was like, I guess I'll just go home. I don't know
And
why I'm
we-
even in
No,
Philly
we
right
went to
now.
the other bar. It was, and we were with Trent.
No.
Yes. The Chicks in the Office show. And we all came to that bar. I brought everybody to that shitty ass dive bar.
After that bar,
I told
your bar,
you about.
your bar closed.
No, it didn't.
They were like closed. They were like last call, and you're like,
But-
oh, I think I know another
It's
spot.
closed,
But do you
yeah.
hear what you're doing right now? You're doing what you always do, which is that you realize he's right, so now you're just changing the fucking
No,
optics.
and you're also
he's
lying about
he's
the
acting
story.
like he's a hero over here, making up these details.
'Cause
Like,
I was in the
every
shit with
time
you.
you got an ID taken, I would be right there by your side.
But I
saying-
believe that.
saying, no,
I
he's
know that to
21.
be true of him.
But it's not. It's not true. I was there.
That's exactly what happened.
It's literally not true.
You're insane. That's exactly what happened.
When we
told this story
when we
on
were
this
in
pod before, you
Nashville,
couldn't
when
run
we
it
were
back.
in Nashville and my ID I was almost sent to prison in Nashville. The level of hoops that I was jumping through.
We all
And-
got
and
in.
Rome was standing outside like laughing with his wife, being like, "This is insane."
Oh, I
We
was
have to-"
laughing
He
with
was like
my
the fact
wife.
that he was like the fact that we have to deal with this is ridiculous.
No, you had X's
I remember-
on your
I
hands,
remember
and
him-
you wouldn't put a beer down.
I
Like
remember-
every second you had, you were like grabbing up other people's
I
beers
remember-
with like two fat X's
I
on your
remember
hands.
sitting there being like humiliated that I'm holding up this line as they're like running my ID through like 9 different scanners. Clearly, it's
in
fake.
Nashville or in Philly?
In Nashville.
No, you got into the bar in Nashville.
And I remember going back outside to like talk to Roan and be like, I'm so sorry. And he looks at me and he goes, dude, we're past an age where like this is not even like okay that we have to deal with this kind of bullshit.
It's never happened.
He goes, me and my wife bought tickets to go to this show, and you've ruined
Such
our night.
horseshit.
It's such
And
a-
I was like, dude, I'm
This is
so
such
I am
horseshit.
so sorry.
No, because you were in the
I'm
bar and
so
you had
sorry.
X's on your hand, and they just kept up. They came up to you twice, and they were like, "Just don't hold the beer," and you wouldn't put down the beer. Like they were PlayStation controllers. You were white knuckling 2 beers, and then you eventually got kicked out.
This is
and
actually
then I left with you.
the story that this is from. I actually got a ton of people were mad at me for this because I said that the bouncer was an asshole, and all the Barstool fans were like, "Oh, because he's doing his job, makes
Yeah.
him that fucking bitch sass, he's an asshole because he has to do his job."
So that's why you're
That guy
taking the
was an
security
asshole.
guard's side, the security lady's side in NOLA, because you
Yeah.
want the approval of the Barstool
Yeah,
fans.
No,
and what
to
you
be
just
like, well,
said
now I
totally
respect
undoes
bouncers.
your like adherence to respecting the people who check IDs. That is not a consistent policy. If you had gotten that Barstool bouncer
Yeah, you
fired,
probably got
you
him
would have.
fired.
If
you
you
got
would
that
have,
guy
you could have.
fired.
If you could have, you would have.
Not in a million years. I'm not about having people lose their jobs.
But
just
you went
wanna
on.
throw
What did you go on the
smug in his
Yak
name.
and say it, or tweet it? Did
Boy
you
Dad.
tweet it?
He told the story on
Definitely
Boy
didn't
Dad.
tweet it. I'm not a fucking lunatic.
He clipped it on Boy Dad though and put it on his TikTok
No, I did not. I don't even remember where I talked about it.
on Boy Dad.
I talked about it like it was a funny story because it was,
Mm-hmm.
and then people took it as the wrong way.
You were like, we need to get that bouncer fired. 100 tweets.
That guy was a lunatic, though. Do you remember him?
Oh, yeah, he was, like,
he
sneaking
remember him
around.
like up on the catwalk.
He like changed outfits.
Dude,
Was
it
he
was-
was like wearing
he
a pink.
changed his hat.
Yeah, he changed his hat. He was wearing like a pink hat or
Yeah.
something like that, and he
Dude,
changed his hat.
He was working the front door of this it was like a show / bar, and he was working the front door
Was
doing
this the
IDs.
Barstool bar?
This
in
was
Nashville?
No.
this was just a
It was
random
way
bar.
before
in
Oh,
that was
okay.
open.
This was years ago.
It was like a showcase or something that like
like local bands or something. And
This was when you were drinking, so it was the 90s.
I was like 19 when this happened.
Yeah.
And
it was the 1990s.
and I remember
1919s.
I remember like it was me and my buddy Matt, and they let us go in, but they were like, you can't
Peters?
drink. What? Yeah.
Oh.
And they were like, you can't go in, or you can go in, but you can't drink. And we were like, all right, we'll go in. We're still gonna drink, but we'll say we're not going to. And then we would like Rome bought us beers, and we'd like take the beer, and you'd take like a sip, and then like as you're taking a sip, you'd like look out of the corner of your eye, and you'd see the dude that was working the front door must have been like, someone swap with me. I want to be inside for this one.
I'm gonna catch these
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it these
Dude,
perps.
like you'd see him like lurking behind a wall, like
yeah.
eyes right on you. And
Yeah.
you're like, dude, what
you
the
like look
fuck?
around, there's nobody in sight. You take a sip, and he like jump
No, it's
scares. He's
literally
like
what it
1
was.
second away from
That's
you.
what happened. Remember,
Yes.
we had the beers, and all of a sudden we just feel a hand on our shoulder, and it's him, and he's like, "You're getting out of here."
So I think
So me and my wife just hung out with Peters the rest of the night.
No, we all got kicked out. We
No,
went to
no,
a
we all
karaoke
left.
bar.
Yeah,
But-
exactly. And we left with you.
I think that you doing what you did shows the resourcefulness that you have, where you went into the bar and said, okay, I did what I had to get in, and now I'm going to drink.
Yeah,
That's all he was trying to do at the casino.
yeah, 100%. But there's like, I didn't go up to the bouncer and be like, "You don't know who you're denying right now."
I didn't either.
I'm
She
jelly
said,
roll.
"Are
Ever
you
heard of
football
jelly roll?
players?"
That's me. Like I didn't do that. I wasn't doing that.
I
You
didn't
ever
do
heard
that
of
either.
Allen Iverson?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to make the guy feel bad about himself for not letting us in.
I didn't try to make her feel bad either.
Roan, that I'll never forget when you turned around and you went.
I said,
but
we're good.
I read that as like,
it was like
good.
a you fucked up.
No,
You
it
fucked
wasn't.
up. You will deal with.
I
it.
think you're
You will deal with the
imprinting your own
consequences.
context over that.
You're like
I
nasty
know,
guilt from
Roan,
what you
I
did to
know,
that
Roan,
bartender.
I know the look he gave to that lady. That was 100% the look.
It was the most in
The look-
passing look
the
ever,
look
and
that
he's
he
making the
gave.
biggest mountain out of it.
And right before we went into the casino, he said he's not taking an L tonight. Those were he was on one.
No, I said
And
we're
he-
not taking an L as far as getting into that
No,
party.
no, you
Because
said-
Max was like, we're worried about like getting into the party. I was like, dude, we're gonna get in. We're not taking an L. We just want the
In
Super Bowl.
general, Rome was stating he's not taking an L tonight. And when he turned, I mean, I'll never forget the look he gave. I screamed laughing when he did it. And I literally, as soon as he did, I went, "Roan, you are such an asshole." As the lady, dude, like we're walking out and she's like, no, come, you guys are good. You can come back. And Ronan turns around and he goes, "We're good. We'll be all right. We got better plans."
I mean, you should have stayed at the casino then. If it was so important to you to make this lady feel good, why didn't you just stay at the casino?
I didn't give a fuck about making the lady feel good. I just didn't want her to. I didn't want to walk into the casino and be like, "You're getting like we may as well have walked up and been like, "You're gonna lose your job tonight."
You're the only person that's ascribing this like
Because
weight
no
to
one
the
else,
situation.
no one else saw it happen.
But she was never.
Speaking
gonna-
of which, you said like you're saying all this shit about like me not being like riding with you. Everyone else was gone. I was standing there waiting with you.
No, Max was behind us.
Max was behind us at the bar. He was gone.
He had already gone through. You were the last one in line.
And I was waiting for you. I was
You
the last
were
one in line
waiting-
because I knew your ID was fucked. So I was like, I'm not
That's
going to
not
make
why
Roan
you were
go.
last.
I'm not going to.
You were trying to make Bryce Hoff believe that like you were still a funny guy when he came up to you. You were like running the fucking U-Haul bit.
I didn't
to
even
Bryce
know
Huff.
who he was.
Big shot.
He knew who I was.
Right.
Did you get new sneakers?
I did when I was down there. Yeah.
Did you throw away your black Sambas?
No, I still got him. But I was. It was so hot when we were down there, and I was wearing shorts, and the Sambas in shorts is
It's not a good.
just a terrible look.
Yeah, it's not great.
I'd catch a glimpse of myself in like a reflection of a store, and I'd be like, "Dude, I look like I'm about to go play indoor soccer right now."
Right. Yeah, right. Wow, that's very funny. Well, awesome. So, pretty cool. How late did you guys stay out the night of the Super Bowl?
Not late. I stayed out until like 2:30. Roan stayed out until like 5. He was a fucking mess when he got home. I had to hold his hair back.
No, I got home and I thought Sass. I got home at like 3:45.
You got home at like 4:15.
I'll show you the text. You texted me at 3:48 saying,
I was like, "You want to get McDonald's?"
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I was still awake and I was so hungry, and I was like, "I might order McDonald's. Would you want anything?" And he was like, "They already got Wendy's."
Hmm.
And then I was like, "Fuck yes." And then I had diarrhea in the airport.
All of you were staying at the Airbnb together?
There was like 3 Because it was the same. They rent out the big space to do like the yak and the rundown and all that shit, and then they had it through Monday.
Nice.
And it was like 3 different apartments because they had like the security guys were staying there.
Cool. Okay. And then, yeah, like the next day is Monday. You guys were too banged up to get home at a decent time, right?
No, it wasn't even that. I was ready to go, but there was no flights.
Yeah, we were very fucked on flights.
Did you not have return flights?
I didn't have a return flight until Wednesday. And then when I booked it on Wednesday, so Wednesday, I'm in my hotel room. I'm texting Megan to trying to get, like, we're trying to figure out flights. I text Roan and I'm like, what flight are you on? He's like, oh, I don't have a flight back. And I was like, dude, these things are selling out like by the second. Like I would be like, I'd send Megan a flight and she'd be like, it just sold out. So I'm looking through the flights and I'm looking at like shit that's going to like, it's going to like Vancouver and then to New York, like the worst layovers you could possibly imagine. And I find an American Airlines flight, direct flight. And I send it to Roan. I'm like, I'm about to grab this, get on this flight. It's like the last direct flight available. And then Roan got the last ticket, and then I didn't get a ticket on that flight. And so I had a layover in Charlotte, which wasn't bad, but I ended up missing that flight altogether because the traffic was so bad. So I ended up having to use all of my miles and rebook a flight on Delta.
You are impossible.
Well, I will say it wasn't 100% my fault. I was in an Uber with someone who barely spoke any English, and then she just holds up Google Translate and she goes, I have to get gas on the way to the airport. And I was like, well, I'm not going to type back into my phone and be like, no.
Well, no is the same in every language.
Yeah,
you could have just said no. But it was bad traffic on the way back. Huh?
It was part of the joke.
I love that you two spent 1 week together, and now the typical bickering that happens between us has absolutely set in between you two.
It's because you guys get to spend time together all the time.
I know. Well, he and I, yeah, exactly. The more time you spend with Sass, the more you bicker with him.
Yeah.
And you guys are now bickering, and I'm just sitting here.
We didn't really bicker much. It was really, I honestly like felt bad half the time because it was just be like, I'd just be laying in bed and I'd just be texting Ronan and being like, what's the move? What are you doing?
No, all you'd be texting me was like, I have lava coming out of me right now.
No, I had to like.
Look, actual lava. I'm screaming on the toilet. I might have to shower in the Delta Lounge.
That was bad.
This is I one of those every single day.
Those Wendy's spicy nuggets fuck me up every single time.
So you went out and got the Wendy's when they all ordered it?
Yeah, I texted Jack and I said, "You guys get food?" And he said, "Just got here." And I walked over and like grabbed 2 things and then went back to my room.
That's such antisocial
behavior. No, I talked to them for a minute.
Oh man, it was fun though. It was very fun.
It was a good time.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah, fun episode.
I'm gonna be in Boston
dates.
Next weekend.
Nice. I'm doing New Brunswick on March
9th or 13th.
No, it's got to be the 9th. March 9th, New Brunswick, New Jersey. No, excuse me, March 8th, New Brunswick, New Jersey, the Stress Factory. You're coming along for that?
I am.
Cool. And then I've got Providence, April 10th to the 12th, and that's like selling out. So tickets at punchup.live /Francis Ellis. Yeah. More dates coming. So keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, I got Boston next week. Those are like almost sold out. So don't wait until the last minute because they will sell out. And I can't get people extra tickets. So don't DM me and ask for extra tickets because I don't have that power. And then I'm going to Atlanta the week after that, Helium. And then I'm like in fucking Canada for like 3 months. And then I'm in Philly. Helium in May.
Nice.
HarrySettleWebsite.com or LittleSasquatchWebsite.com. And I think I have a Punch Up Live as well.
Now you do?
I think so, yeah.
Good. Cool. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
You know, be careful what the fuck you ask for. We not a pretty city, we a gritty city.
Hot 1, hot 2. Kansas City, fuck you. The type of shit we run through. Saquon might jump you. Tell your quarterback he'll catch a backhand slap, because Philly's got the motion and we can't stand pat. Oh yeah, I think we have their number. Jason, better grab your brother. CJ didn't play for the Buffs, but he's a Travis Hunter. Shoving up daisies, have him pushing azaleas. Got a suit for your funeral, Travis, perfectly tailored. Chris Jones, how you stopping this? What's the hypothesis? Can't fuck with that, our running back is a rhinoceros. Yeah, you'll catch a donkey kick. We got the bottles, Chris, he's King Kong. We got Big Dom, soon we'll be popping Chris. Yeah, we're playing whack-a-mole with Pat Mahomes. He's dead man, bread man, turned him to a bag of bones. It's got me laughing every time I see a flag was thrown, cause I know that shit's more made up than chaperone. I make them pack for home, throw them in a catacomb. You see Zach, Nicole, and Nolan taking back the throne. Yeah, we're telling Pat Mahomes that daddy's home, and we're not talking about his drunk driving chaperone. Kermit's feeling froggy, he can knuckle up. You, Raj Goodell, and the refs tryna throuple up. Talking to officials all game, catch him sucking up. Flop, 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 flop. Pat, fuck him up. Smoke him like a Newport, looking like the food court. So official blow the whistle, cause they're coming up too short. Rice could get cooked, Kareem's catching hooks. On game day, I'm AJ, I just play by the book. Yeah, light a match and see. Get the gasoline, we reach the bowl, grease the poles, go and get the Vaseline. They're on a limb like why they have to be Andy Reid. A limb is just a branch to me, I cut him off the family tree. Reigns at an end, we're about to see a steep decline. The dynasty is over, Andy, read between the lines. Wanted one more shot, but now we won't get it. If you wanted one more shot, better make it a Ozempic. Half your wideouts Hollywood, the other half's boo-boo. All these TikTok dances, man, that's just bad juju. Plus Harrison Bucker is such an arrogant fucker. He just rubs me the wrong way like he's there Justin Tucker. Yeah, D-back's about to hit him up. O-line's like a semi-truck. Everybody screaming NFL rig, but we don't give a fuck. The bane of their existence like I'm played by time.